All right, this is a excuse me, a new application that I just created over the last few days. It's called 30 minutes earlier. You can see here, and the idea is, can what can I change just by waking up 30 minutes earlier? So the story is that I used to be a high school football player in Texas, all-state football player, and when I was in my 20s, um, I would bike 5 miles, swim a mile, and then bike 5 miles back, to where I was going, and I was living at altitude in Colorado, even on top of that. And so, I was in good shape. My body was feeling good, and as I've gotten older, I'm over 40 years old now. So as my body has gotten older, it takes more and more effort to be able to keep a weight that I want to keep and to be able to have my body feel good. The last couple of years have been harder on my body with some sickness and just lifestyle changes, job changes, stress changes, those types of things. And so just trying to figure out if I get up 30 minutes earlier a few days a week, will that make some sort of positive change to the way that my body feels or my energy or being able to drop the 10 pounds that I want to be able to drop. And so I've started to do that this week, and I created this application so that I can track, the metrics and to see, is it actually helping? Is it helping? Well, I can't track and necessarily put down that it's helping me feel better, but I can track. Okay, these are the metrics. Are they changing? Does it change based on how much time I spend or how far I go? Or, am I seeing weight loss? Am I seeing other things? And there's some other factors in there as far as, am I eating as much as I used to eat? I can control diet, and that's not going to be really regulated here and shown within these metrics. But I can see, as far as the workout part, is what I'm doing significantly helping things or changing things. And so I wanted a way to just sort of quickly get a snapshot of that as I scroll through. And so I created this little application. I put it online here, and I'll just show you quickly how it works, because I've also created just something general, a shell that you could also download for yourself if you wanted to be able to try this idea of just getting up 30 minutes earlier and getting some exercise, doing something. I'm just walking right now. I'm not jogging or anything like that. So, is it helpful? Do I see any results from that? How long is it going to take before, I see those sorts of results that I want? I have some target goals. You can kind of see my story here. So I'm starting at 237. That was where I was. I'm about 6'4", so 237 doesn't make me look rotund. I'm overweight a little bit, but mostly I feel like I want to get to it before I get to the place I've seen some of my family members to get to. And so my plan is just to walk for 30 minutes, a brisk walk, 30 minutes, 3 days a week, just during the week. And then just see how things go. Am I going to get to the results that I want or not? So the way this works is, this is created using something called Maeve. And Maeve.io is a really easy way to create a persistent web application without having any sort of database or servers. It just uses either the browser's own cache. It uses its own storage system, or you can use the GitHub or something similar, Dropbox, in order to create sort of a persistent storage. So this is all being, if I show you, it's all being loaded in here from an external storage source. So this is today. This is actually updated today. So this is my walk for today. This is the walk on Monday. And all of this data is being saved in my personal GitHub account. So you can see, where can you see it? Here, and then it's being kept here. So this is my data here, so you can see the date, and you can see my heart rate and the workout duration and the distance and my recorded weight, right? So all of this data is being kept inside of my own personal GitHub account. Let's get back to the repo originally. Okay. And let me just show you how it works. So I come in and I can log in, and when I'm connecting this to GitHub, I have to log in and give GitHub permission. You might have to actually log into your GitHub account before you get to this. I'm already logged in, so I click yes, I want to log in, and all of a sudden I have this edit toolbar here. So I can begin editing, and I have some editable fields. You can see they're marked in yellow. And the things that we can do are add a new day. We can delete that day. We can also move days if you wanted to do that for some reason. And you can add a new day here, but ultimately you should use this button because it adds a new day before. I can change the date to something else if I wanted to. I can change, this number here if I wanted to. And you can see that all of these are editable. I suppose I should make this miles. I'm an American, so we're using miles. Could show you how to change that inside of your code in another video. But when you're finished editing, then you can click off of the edit, and you can actually save that. And then when you come back to the page, it stays persistent. So you can see that our changes after a refresh are persistent. I don't want to make that change because this is my own here. This is at 144. And then so you can go back and make those changes as well. And then again, they are persistent in the browser, and this is actually on the web because I have it at my own hosting domain. You can put it on GitHub, and GitHub will give you a link that you could go to. You could just bookmark that link and go to it each day, and then just make your changes as you want to make the changes. When you're finished, you can just log out. And then this would be just the persistent link when you come back to it. So if we look at it here, we have all the parts that we need. You can fork this pin on GitHub, or you can fork this code on GitHub, and then you can just make your changes right in GitHub if you have an account. You can also fork this project on CodePen. So this is where I had originally created the project, was on CodePen, so you could go here and fork this code as well for your own self. And then if you wanted to export it, you could either save it on GitHub as a gist, or you could export all the files and then put them onto your own file server. And yeah, so the idea is that 30 minutes can change a lot, and 30 minutes is not very much to give up in your day. So hopefully this will be something that's helpful to me, and I think by putting it online, some people might say, well, why are you putting it online? I think by putting it online and making it public, it helps to discipline you, because now there's some sort of accountability. So I don't have someone that I'm necessarily doing this with, so just creating this sort of accountability of there's an expectation maybe at some point, if people are keeping up with it, or if others are doing it as well, maybe there's some sort of accountability there. So I will, in the next video, I'll show you how to actually take it from here, and you can clone or you can download the files to your own computer. I'll show you how to make changes, and I'll show you how to upload them to your own GitHub account into a repo. And it assumes you have a GitHub account, but if not, you have to set one up with a username. My username is here, and we'll actually use that username inside the code here to be able to connect it to your GitHub account. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below. I'm happy to answer any questions about myself or about the project. If you think this is interesting, or if you think that it would be helpful to someone, or you want to try it, I'll leave the link to this repo up here, and so if you know what you're doing, you can go ahead and get started. And if not, you can look to the next video, which will show you how to download the files, how to make the changes, and then how to upload the files to your own GitHub account. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.